everybody. It's Lanny back here. I was out in the garage. I've been trying to get some projects done. I've been working on some little things here and there, some seam rippers for the family. I hope they're going to go over well. We're going to find out soon. But I've been ready. I got this big old chunk here. I'm going to try to make a nice large ashtray. I had a friend who was interested in something, and so it's a fun little project that I turned down. I probably have way too much wood for this. I'm going to split it right here where I've put this line. And basically, we're just going to get this going, and I'll show you what it looks like when all's said and done. About 600 RPM. I'm going to use this big spindle gouge to rough this down a little bit. Just reset my tool rest, make sure I'm nice and close. Not too close, though. So off we go. A big wormhole down here. So we'll see if it's going to allow us to do anything. It looks like I'm going to make this into the ashtray that I was thinking about. We'll turn this into a cool little pot or something soon. That's a good line for me. I'm going to continue to kind of smooth this down into get rid of the bark. Turn it down a little bit. See what kind of wood I have underneath there. All right, I was just marking for a tenon down here. You know what? I think I'm gonna try to see if I can bring the camera angle down, get over here, and I'll show you how I kind of cut where I put my tool and everything to get that tenon in there. All right, this is kind of hard for me to tell if you can see the angle correctly. I got about 842 RPMs. I put a little line right down there. If I take this pencil, put it right there, that's just about right for my chuck. So I'm going to take this skew, and we're going to slowly go down inside of here. Go down to there, and that should be a nice little start to my tenon. Take a little bit more off. So if you can see the angle of my tool right there, I start with it down. Let's see if I can get my hand out of the way so you can see the tool. So get that hand out of the way and then get in there. I push it in. As long as it's cutting, I just kind of push it up towards the top. So lift it up a little bit as we go. I'm just slowly cutting in that tenon. I could probably take this out a lot faster, but I don't do this a whole lot. I'm between centers, so get that in. Get that connect to the other one, and I have a perfect, nice little dovetail for my jaws. I really need to take that little piece down a little bit. I'll get that figured out here in a second. All right. Let's have some fun. I think I'm going to use my 1/2 inch full gouge. Let's use that for right now. I'll lower this rest down just a little bit. It's awful high. This thing's going to be kind of big, so I like the shape right here. I think I'm going to try to keep this little bead right here on the rim. That general shape's good, nice and deep, nice and wide. This whole piece is going to be like a post, so I'm trying to save as much of this as possible, which means I might even shorten this a little more. But I'm using now my parting, just my, what is that, a 3/16 parting tool. I'm using that just to keep this in. I'm going to define this in. It's almost like cutting it in. I need to get rid of a lot of this material. Seems like that knot, it hit a knot right in there, and it gets a little bit grabby. So, but that's fun. Using the big skew. This is, I believe, 1.25 inches, maybe just a 1 inch skew. I could measure it. I'm not gonna. Big skew. Just use that to peel away the rest. I'm gonna get it in the chuck now. I think I'm gonna clean a little more of this off while I have this in here. Take this little piece down, clean off the rest of that little bit in there, and then I'm gonna get it flipped around, get my chuck put on, hollow out the actual ashtray part of it. I know I want to do that, so. All right, got that cleaned off of the bottom side of my tenon. Peel this little section down. All right, I'm gonna try to clean up this little bit. There's a little bit of tear out along here. I'm gonna see just about cleaning up the cuts without taking much off. I'm gonna see if I can maybe make some shear scraping or something right there. I want to keep this little detail right there. Let me just see what I get. much, much better. That is very, very nicely smooth. So Mexican setup, just do a little bit of sanding on this, not a lot, but just a little bit of sanding on this so that I can see how this rim cleans up or what I'm going to just see if I can sand a little bit of that rim into there without ruining some of it. So let me get set up for that. Be right back. So I see this little hole right here. It's already filled with some dust. So I am gonna fill that. There's a couple little cracks here and there, so I'm just gonna hit them, just so put a little CA on them just in case. So hopefully this thing survives. So. All right, I hit it with some activator. I'm going to go through and sand it all over again. So I'm not going to record that and show you that. I will, though, come right back after I get this sanded back down, flip around, put in the chuck, and all that good noise. So I'll be right back. I put some stuff on there, sanded it up again. Cleaned it off with some isopropyl. I'm going to do this whole shaving thing. I'm not really entirely sure how this whole thing works. I'm going to take a handful of shaving and turn this thing up to about 1200 RPM. Give it the old flufferoonie with that. All right. So we're going to try this view, see how well this works, see how well I hollow, do all those fun things. So let's get this thing moving. About 1200 RPM. All right, I I'm switching off to my, hold on, buddy. Doo-doo-doo. Switching off to my square real quick. I'm gonna try to get this post down a little faster, put some steps in it, and it might be a little easier to deal um, with my little round carbide afterwards. So I'm not taking a big chunks out of here. I just want to take, I don't know, maybe a 30-second or, an eighth inch or so. All right, so I've wallowed that down pretty well for the time being. I just switch back to the 9 millimeter round bar. All right, stop and give it a check. See what's going on. All right, so I'm still pretty thick. All right, still pretty thick. The wall's not bad. Pretty thick down on the bottom still. So I'm gonna take some more of that out. Gonna use my square again. Gonna do that just to get a nice, clean, smooth taper down to there. Something that I like. I can go nice, straight, and easy. And then I'll round that edge. Taper down a little more. It's a little rough down on the bottom. I'm gonna go back to the round, and then we're gonna clean up this down here in the bottom. Alright, so I think this inside's actually going to be pretty cool. Let me take this mask off. Let me clean this up real quick, and then I'll be right back. Alright. Well, I had it down, cleaned it up. I just noticed, actually, let me turn this off. I noticed some small cracks in there that I just wanted to throw some CA in just in case. So I'm going to go in here, and in doing that, I found this little area where there's a little bit chippy on the edge. I want to clean that up. A little bit of, I don't know if it's tear out or just a little more porous area. I think it's more tear out. So I'm going to try to trim this edge up just a little bit, trim this up, and then I will go to sanding. So all right, so I'm going to use some of this Yorkshire microfine. I put some shellac, sanding sealer. I hit it with sanding sealer. Sanding sealer might be really thick, but I don't know what that is. Let me spin this around a little bit real quick and smooth that out. Well, all right, that's much better. So, let me need a paper towel. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to rub it on. So I'll just take some. This is what I'm doing. I don't really know what I'm doing. This is actually new to me. I saw this stuff and really wanted to give it a try. So I'm just going to kind of spread it here on the outside. There we go. And I'm going to
Alright, now, this is beautiful right now. I am going to put a little coat of tongue oil on this. I don't know why, I just feel like that sounds like it'll really make it shine, really make it look nice. So, you know what? I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Hold on one second. Pause while I think. Well, alright, so take this out and have a look at it real quick. So just to see the finish going on inside of there. Alright, so that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to figure out how I want the foot to look on it. Or if I'm even going to put a foot on it. I think I might just keep this a nice rounded. I got a set of cold jaws, so I'm going to put those on the lathe. I'll be right back. Alright, I have the cold jaws on. So I'm going to shorten down this tenon at least, and then kind of see if I want to put a small foot on it or not. So get this turned up. I'm only doing about 600 on this. Whew. It doesn't look like it hurt anything. That did not like whatever just happened. And put that back in there. Not real heavy. Well, this is just working out great. Oh, put that back in. All right, so we're all done now. I rubbed a little tongue oil into this after I finished up. So this, whoops, ooh, almost lost it there. So this is the finished project.
call these a debowler, or it's an ashtray to empty a pipe, so you can scoop your stuff out. But I've been working real hard on finishing and making things just done, and so here we have just a beautiful bowl. The finish on it is beautiful. The foot, fun little foot. CA to keep all these cracks together, I hope. So it sits nice and flush, nice and easy. So I hope this is one of two. I'll have a picture of both of them at the end of the video. I'll do a little spinning around of these. So I want to thank everybody for watching these videos. This is all awesome to me. This is all learning. I love doing this. And to be able to create some beauty from what nature just gives us is one of my favorite things. So I hope you enjoy the video. When this is done, here I'll edit it up. But we'll come back with a nice close shot of everything.